I'm joined with Margate Manager Ben Greenhalgh after a 2-2 draw at home in the league against Erith Town. Ben, looked like a pretty frustrating game, I think, with the weather playing a significant part. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we've got to do better in the first half. We've got the wind. We've kept in their half the majority of the half, and we've got to score goals. We've got to do a lot more. And we've spoke about that. I think in terms of we seem to dominate the first half a lot here, but we're just not scoring enough goals. And I think today we had 3 pretty good opportunities to score, and look, they've hit the target, but it's one of them where it's sort of bit us back a little bit now, where we could have been up in the game, and in the end we come in at 1-0 down, and that's a massive shock. Rossi's goals, obviously, it's the one where the wind's helped massively, but it's a good strike, and the wind's blown it down to the goal, and obviously Tom can't expect that, so it was a bit of a freak half, and that was always going to make it difficult coming into the wind in the second half, but I just think at the moment we've got to start better. We've got to be more ruthless. That's what we've said in there in the change room. We've got to demand a little bit more, especially in the first half where players' performances aren't quite at it. But at the same time, like they have been at it in previous games, so we can't kill them on a one-off game. But we just need to add that ruthlessness, and it's been a bit of a common theme at home. Still scored 2 goals today, but in the first half, none. So that's where we're really looking into.
Yeah, I would say Rossi's goal, the wind, I think played a part in that, and then the second goal was not the greatest of goals I think we've ever seen. So how tough is that when you go 2-0 down to goals like that to then regroup? It's
tough. I think the second half was pretty even, considering we're going into win for that first 15-20 minutes. So we knew it was going to be hard, especially when you're 1-0 down. But I think we managed to deal with it quite well. We got in their area enough, especially at the beginning, and then that goal nearly was a bit of a sucker punch sort of thing. It felt like everyone on the pitch, that's probably game over, because you're going into wind and you're 2-0 down. And look, don't get me wrong, Tom's been absolutely brilliant this season. And it is an uncharacteristic mistake. And as much as you don't want to accept it, he's apologised. But what can you do? Like, the conditions, we said there were going to be mistakes out there. And it is one of them where it's obviously slipped out his hands, and we've given him a goal. So frustratingly, we're sort of up against it with that. But then brilliant character to get 2 goals back into the wind and look like we were going to go on and win. And obviously frustrating right at the end that we're in a goal and the ref's blown the whistle. So that's sort of how the game's gone today. I think great character to get back into it, good quality going into the wind, and the fact that we keep fighting and we keep showing our fitness. So just the 2 goals, can we do more? First half, like we said, first goal, it is wind affected. It's probably going out the ground. Great strike by Rossi, but it's probably going out the ground on a normal day and the wind's blown it down. Second goal's an uncharacteristic mistake. So frustrating with that, but at the end of the day, we've brought it back, and we haven't dropped points in terms of losing the game at home again.
I think it's fair to say Erith's back 5 defended really well today as a unit, and it looked to be in the second half that we had run out of ideas, but obviously, like you say, we got those 2 goals back. So do you give the boys credit for that we've actually found a way to beat such a solid defence here at home? Yeah,
I mean, if you look at it, we were very frustrated at half time, and we were demanding a lot more. We shouldn't have come in 1-0 down. We should have been scoring goals. We should have done more, especially with the wind. And we've then gone into the second half, and we could have capitulated pretty much and given the game up there. But we kept fighting, and we actually looked like we were going to keep going on and scoring, and we were getting corners up against the wind. We were putting the ball into their box, and it wasn't quite falling for us at the time. And then a little bit of quality. Brandon desired to go and score a goal, and obviously Brandon deserves that. He doesn't get many goals, but he deserves that with the amount of effort he puts in. And then a good bit of quality from Max for the second goal to get us back to 2-2, and it felt like it was going to be us to go on and win it. So great character. Like we said, it's still unbeaten at home, and just frustrating that we need to pick up that first half performance.
Yeah, like you say, goals from Brandon Davey and Max Walsh, 2 players that we don't often see on the team sheet, as you say. Does that just show that the team's got that depth of players that can just create those moments and go and get those goals? Yeah, definitely.
I think we've relied on Ibs a lot. Myself has obviously got a reasonable amount of goals, and then there's a few others that are sort of dropping in that 3rd position at the moment. But when there's days when sort of Ibs isn't quite at it, and I said that to him in there, Ibs has been absolutely brilliant for us and so effective. And if there's a day he's not quite at it, he needs other players to do it, because you can't do it for 52, 53 games a season. So that's where players needed to step up, and players did step up. So that's the characteristic we've got in the changing room. If we can get everyone firing in all cylinders, then we'll be pretty much unstoppable. But today was a bit mixed match. Some people showing quality at the right time, some people not showing quality at the right time, and we can pick up on that, and we can be a little bit more demanding. And I think if we get it right and everyone's sort of 70-80% a little bit better, then I think we'll go on and win games like that.
Got a quick turnaround in the Velocity Cup now, moving on to Tuesday. We do face Sheppey back here at home. What are your thoughts going into that one, Ben?
Similar to the way we've done with the other cups. We're not gonna sort of disrespect the cup. We want to do well in the cup, but at the same time, I'm sure we're noticing we've gone through a period over the last few weeks where players aren't 100%. So it's very difficult to play players that aren't 100% on a Tuesday night and then not be right for the league game on the Saturday. So Graham's obviously got his work cut out, and Graham's done brilliantly with us at the moment, and it's very professional, which is exactly what we wanted. So it's a case of finding out from Graham tomorrow and Monday, see where players are at, and we'll start making decisions from there. But all players want to play in it. 90 obviously can't, which has sort of done us a bit of a favour. Look, he's got another yellow today, which we have to look at, but even though I don't think today was, a few of his yellows, we can be a bit more critical to him. Other yellows, I think, is harsh on him. But the positive is he's missing a Velocity Cup game and only one league game. So he's in that position, and he's got to sort of look after himself from here onwards. So we'll be missing 90, but Tyrone's obviously fit and ready to go. So I think we've got the depth enough to go to Sheppey and put on a performance. But at the same time, I think I want to touch on, especially last Tuesday, it felt like a home game at Ashford with our fans being down there and on such a cold night. So brilliant for them. And one thing that teams don't expect when we're here is when we go to the fans, it lifts us so much. So they keep us up, they keep our spirits up, and it feels like we're just going to keep scoring goals and keep attacking. So brilliant from them. And obviously the same again on Tuesday night. It's not too far, so hopefully we can get a good following again and hopefully get a result for them.
Perfect. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.